If you would, please pray with me. Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful and kindle in us the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit, and we shall be created, and you shall renew the face of the earth. My friends, when I was in seminary, we had this opportunity when we would gather as brothers, we would come together, and one of us would always each week have to give a reflection. And one of the nights when I was gathered with about 15 of my brothers, we're in this little room getting ready. We just got through all of the school day. School was frustrating. And I had the opportunity to give the reflection, and the reflection was on this very reading. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I want to share a piece of my own life. I'm a very loud person. I'm very convicted. I know this is a shock, but I have a tendency to say things that sometimes get me in trouble. And as we were reading and proclaiming this gospel, my friends, right after we got done, before I could even start, they looked at me and they said, "Now remember, Evan, Jesus said he was coming to set the world on fire, not you." In this gospel, Jesus says to his disciples, "I have come to set the earth on fire, and how I wish it were already blazing." How convicting are these words? In our modern world, every one of us should sit here in this moment, hearing this gospel and go, something doesn't sound right. Do you think that I have come to establish peace? I have come to rather be divisive. Every one of us in our modern world, every one of us should be sitting here being like, wait a minute, that's not the Jesus I know. That's not the Jesus I've heard about. That's not the Jesus that I want to follow. Jesus, what do you mean you've come to set the world on fire? What do you mean you come rather not in peace, but in division? My friends, if there's one time that I want to use every Southern Baptist preaching motive that I have, it is today. Make no mistake, Jesus has been walking with his apostles and his disciples, all those that have been with him. They have seen the miracles. They have heard the stories. They have seen those that have been born blind healed. They have seen those that were lame rise and walk. They had seen those that had come to the miracle worker and walked away because Jesus said, "Go and sin no more." And those are hard words. But here is Christ himself, not just some passive baby, some passive lamb, but the Son of God the Most High, who looks after you and me and sees right through every false notion we have. And he sees what is truly needed. The healings, yes. The miracles, yes. Desire for new life, yes. The forgiveness of sins, yes. But ultimately, to be reconciled with the Father is at the heart of every human person. And Christ will stop at nothing less than that. And so many things in our lives can start to fill those voids. And by and large, it's not our fault, but it is our problem. From the very earliest moments of our life, we think that this thing or that thing will fill the void that we have within us. And yet, if we're being honest, it's never enough. No amount of money ever makes me no longer want more. No amount of a relationship is going to make me feel seen. No amount of anything that can happen in this life will make me feel fulfilled. Christ is after the one thing that will. I have come to set this earth on fire. That has a double meaning. Jesus comes to us as a man who comes to us and lays down in his humility the very divinity with which he has. And he says, I will go and be an example for them, and I will pay their ransom. I will be the one to mount this cross so that you may not be afraid to mount yours. I will allow myself to be spat upon, to be made fun of, to be the bad person, so that I can show you how to respond. But make no mistake, when Christ comes in his glory, all those who made fun of him, all of those who spat upon him, all of those that besmirched the name of Christian will kneel. Every one of us will kneel before the glory of Jesus Christ. Every one of us, and all of the things that we think matter will fall away. I have come to set the earth on fire. Now, here's the good news. Over the last 100 years, this powerful message of the gospel has been made nothing more than good, like happy-feely Christian therapy. But this gospel has power. I have seen it. I have seen lives changed. And I can tell you nothing other than the very fact that my own life has been changed. Jesus has power. And he does not demand perfection. He calls for us to be perfect, yes. But he does not demand perfection, because guess what? You can't do it. No amount of trying will make you perfect. But that doesn't mean that you don't keep trying. My friends, on this day, this random day in August, where we have this most compelling gospel, take stock of your life in those areas where the Lord is asking you to realize that there is a power to be had, and that to have and bear the name of Christian is more than just feeling good. It is more than just being nice. It comes with a conviction to set the world on fire. And not in the way that I really would like to most days. But it's to set the world on fire with the saving message of a son who comes to bring you to a father. When we are made fun of because of our beliefs, bring it on. When the name of Christ is besmirched in the world, bring it on. When the name and worthiness of Christians is called into question because of the faults of human beings, bring it on. Because here's the truth. I am a sinner and so are you. I fall short and so do you. But the only time that the Lord will ever hold that against us is when in our pride we refuse to say, I have fallen and I need help. Because here's the truth, Christians. At the end of time, when Christ comes back, everyone will kneel.